Welcome back to CIA Declassified. We've talked about the secret base at Grim Lake, but now we're going to tackle a secret far more fundamental. The money that built it, the money that flew the planes, and the money that wages the wars nobody knows about. This is the story of the black budget and the proprietary secret. The term black budget refers to the funds allocated to secret intelligence operations, the need for it rooted in the 1949 CIA Act, specifically Section 10B. This provision allowed the Director of Central Intelligence to expend funds without having to account for them publicly, under the premise that disclosure could compromise national security. It legally codified the agency's ability to operate a parallel financial universe. The details of how and where that money is spent remain almost entirely hidden. The deliberate concealment is necessary for, quote, plausible deniability, end quote. This parallel universe requires physical and corporate cover. That cover is provided by proprietary companies, corporations that appear commercially legitimate but are in fact owned, managed, and financially controlled by the CIA. They are the essential buffer, providing what is known in the intelligence community as a, quote, cutout, end quote. The legal foundation for the black budget is both simple and terrifying in its breadth. When the CIA was established, lawmakers created a system to ensure the agency had access to, quote, unvouchered funds, end quote. The 1949 CIA Act and the warrant system. The primary mechanism for financial non-disclosure is the warrant system. Under this system, the Director of Central Intelligence could sign a warrant authorizing a payment, often for millions of dollars, which would then be drawn from a special Treasury contingency fund. Crucially, the warrant itself provides the only accountability, and its details are seen by only a handful of individuals in Congress and the executive branch. A quote from CIA RDP 9900052R, page 42, section 2A, discussing early operational finance. The need for an accounting mechanism that bypassed traditional Treasury review was immediate and acute. The use of the warrant system, established by Section 10B, became the foundational method for moving funds from authorized accounts into operational accounts with zero visibility outside the agency's internal financial office. End quote. The accounting trickery. To further mask the money trail, the CIA established a system of, quote, two-book accounting, end quote. One set of books, the official financial records, contained benign, aggregated numbers appropriate for congressional review. The second set of books contained the true details, including the real destinations and purpose of the funds, e.g. funding an overthrow, not aircraft maintenance. This system allows the CIA to present a seemingly balanced budget to Congress while maintaining the true granular details of its covert spending and an impenetrable wall of secrecy. The classic example of proprietary company is Air America, which operated primarily during the Vietnam War in Southeast Asia. Its scale and integration into covert operations set the standard for the proprietary model. Corporate structure and function. Air America was registered as a private company, but its executives were all high-ranking CIA officers operating under commercial cover. Its function went far beyond simple transport. 1. Plausible deniability. Its civilian livery and status ensured that if a plane was shot down or an operation failed, the U.S. government could deny direct involvement. 2. Logistical backbone. It delivered everything required for the secret war in Laos: rice, arms, medical supplies, and moving agents and high-value assets across borders without customs or visa interference. And 3. Human resources. It allowed the CIA to hire thousands of non-official personnel, pilots, mechanics, security staff, who, unlike military personnel, had no legal ties to the U.S. government, providing another layer of separation. The sister companies. Air America was just one tentacle. The CIA also maintained other proprietary companies, and still does to this day, but some of those other ones include Sea Supply Inc., used for maritime operations, particularly supplying covert forces in the Taiwan Strait in Southeast Asia, and Pacific Corporation, an umbrella holding company that owned and controlled multiple subsidiaries, insulating them from direct financial scrutiny. This proprietary network ensured redundancy and compartmentalization. Even if one company were exposed, the other could continue operating seamlessly. The shell game, moving the funds. The movement of funds from the black budget to the proprietary operation is the, quote, shell game, end quote. The goal is to make the money appear to originate from legitimate commercial sources. Step-by-step laundering, basically. 1. Injection. Funds leave the special DCI contingency account and are transferred to a network of offshore shell companies, e.g. a holding company in a low-tax jurisdiction like the Bahamas. 2. The shell companies engage in fake transactions, such as purchasing outdated aircraft parts or consulting services from the proprietary company. This creates a legitimate-looking cash inflow. And 3, operation funding. The proprietary company then uses this commercial revenue to pay salaries, fuel cost, and maintenance. The CIA officer, who is also the CEO of the proprietary company, can authorize payments directly for covert assets, e.g. purchasing weapons on the international market. Quote number 2, this is from the CIA report that I already gave you the number 2. Page 15 on financial insulation. Quote, the financial independence of the proprietary structure is paramount. To be effective, the company must appear to generate its own income and its expenditures must follow commercial norms. The flow of classified funds must be perfectly disguised as retained earnings or legitimate international investment, end quote. The system ensures that when Congress or auditors look at the proprietary company's books, they see commercial revenue, not intelligence funding. The official acknowledgement of the black budget in proprietary operations came largely through the 1970s Church Committee hearings. However, key documents released decades later, such as the Financial Analysis and CIA RDP 99-00052-R, Analysis of Unvouchered Funds, still contain vast strategic redactions. The black bars here are not protecting operational secrets of the 1960s. They are protecting modern methods and vulnerabilities. We categorize the most persistent redactions into 3 critical areas. 1. The conduit and banking structures, redactions in Chapter 5, Sections D to F. Large sections detailing the specific financial institutions, countries of registration, and the corporate lawyers who set up the shell companies remain completely blacked out. Hypothesis: these redactions protect the current standing financial infrastructure used by the CIA today. By revealing a specific bank in Zurich or a trust company in Panama that was used in the 60s, the agency risks compromising that same institution's ongoing relationship with modern intelligence operations. Revealing the specific legal structures, trust, and jurisdiction loopholes would give foreign adversaries a roadmap for tracking current U.S. intelligence funding globally. These financial cutouts are too valuable to burn. 2. Personnel and contractor redactions in Appendix A, proprietary staffing. While high-level executives' names might be visible, the specifics of non-official employees, their salaries, and their unique accounting identifiers are heavily censored. Hypothesis: this protects the identities of deep cover proprietary agents and contractors, whose involvement in past covert operations could expose their true roles today. Many proprietary employees were recruited not just for their skills, e.g. piloting, but for their existing legitimate commercial networks. Revealing their historical involvement in a CIA proprietary operation could immediately compromise their current legitimate commercial covers, potentially endangering their lives or ending years of long-term intelligence collection. And 3. The rules for dissolution, redactions in Chapter 8, exiting proprietary operations. The most intriguing redactions cover the rules and procedures for closing or transferring a proprietary company's assets and liabilities. Hypothesis: these black bars protect the protocols for handling intelligence dirty money. Funds acquired through illicit means, e.g. covert drug operations, black market arms sales, that were used to fund other operations. When a proprietary company dissolves, the final rules for asset disposal might reveal how the agency legally sanitizes or launders non-appropriated funds, thereby exposing a mechanism for circumventing both U.S. and international anti-money laundering laws that could be exploited by foreign intelligence services if known. The black budget is not a matter of a few $1,000s. It has financed entire wars, destabilized governments, and protected the most sensitive technology programs in U.S. history. By constructing an entire private commercial ecosystem, the CIA created a firewall of deniability. This analysis shows how the secrets are no longer about the existence of the budget, but the how, the specific legal, banking, and personnel mechanics that allow the agency to remain financially untraceable. Thank you for tuning in to CIA Declassified. Next week, we're leaving behind the financial shadows and entering the domain of pure digital warfare. We will be discussing the CIA cyber warfare tools and the newly declassified documents revealing the agency's aggressive cyber exploitation techniques. And we're also going to do the same thing with the next episode, which will be a bit of a teaser. We will focus on documents detailing how the agency infiltrated foreign governments' communications, turned common hardware into surveillance devices, and weaponized the vulnerabilities of the internet. Join us for our next episode of CIA Declassified, Cyber Espionage, and the Digital Black Bag. Until then, maintain your vigilance, question your own memory, and keep your critical thinking sharp. I'll see you in the archives.